actually adults. Jeffrey Epstein created this saga, and this is what he is great at doing. He's great at kidnapping someone, turning them into putting them in a dead celebrity's body, and screwing the life out of them after he makes a ton of money off of their on his private little beach. So you have a private little beach full of celebrities and bodies getting screwed, and nobody cares because they're supposed to be dead. That he gets what he deserves. That's all, you know. I just don't pray for mercy on his soul. That's what I can.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Push through those legs. Come on, push, 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 push. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Push through those legs. Come on, do it. Push those legs.
So y'all know I've come to terms that I don't know who gave me AIDS or HIV, right? So today I got a message about an interview that I should watch. And this interview happened to include a celebrity man that I was sexually with, and this man has been with me and everybody else doing the same thing with everybody else. And I don't know how to just brush it off anymore.
So just when we thought the Epstein Island saga couldn't get any worse than it already has, Orlando Brown just spilled major tea about how the popular AIDS-positive model Gina Tew was shipped off to Epstein Island during her days as an escort and infected with the diseases she's currently struggling with to this day. It's no surprise that everyone who was on the island was catching infections left and right. And from the looks of it, Gina wasn't spared from it either. That poor woman was fainting multiple times a day, having fevers, and at some point, even wearing adult diapers. And according to her, she was SA'd by so many people that she can't even identify who exactly gave her AIDS. Now, for anybody who somehow doesn't know who Gina is, she's a popular TikToker who went viral back in 2022 after opening up about having AIDS. She revealed that she had been diagnosed with HIV, and according to her, she believes she got it after messing around with a certain celebrity. And baby, what made the story even more heartbreaking is that Gina said she went 8 whole years without even knowing she had the virus. By the time she finally got tested, she said it had already progressed to AIDS. She dropped down to around 65 pounds and even lost vision in one eye.
I started noticing something was wrong with me immediately. I started losing mobility in my legs, and I couldn't make it to the bathroom. I was running headfirst into walls because I just couldn't control myself. And I lost issues with my bowels. Like, I started just going whenever, wherever. And so when I went to the hospital and stuff, and when they found out and told me about it, just within like 2 weeks, not even, I couldn't walk anymore. From being like bedridden, and so that I still can't walk. I'm still trying to gain muscle in my legs to be able to stand, because I still need help standing. Everyone's like, you didn't feel any symptoms? You never went to the doctor? I'm like, no. And then, you know, I lived in New York, and when there were storms and stuff.
Now, thankfully, Gina's health has been looking way better since everything she went through. Sis went from being only around 65 pounds to getting back up to about 100 pounds. She's relearned how to walk, and her numbers are finally starting to move in the right direction. Her CD4 count has reportedly gone way up because she's been staying consistent with her meds. And for anybody who doesn't know what that means, baby, that's basically her immune system trying to fight its way back. And from what she's been saying, the treatment is working. If she keeps taking her medication the way she's supposed to, her viral load could stay undetectable, meaning the virus is so low in her blood that regular viral load tests can't pick it up. Now, that does not mean she's cured, so don't twist my words. It just means the meds are doing what they're supposed to do, and her body is finally getting a real chance to recover after everything that happened to her. Now, Gina's health has clearly improved since she first opened up about being diagnosed with AIDS, but baby, one thing she has made very clear is that she still has a lot of anger toward the person she believes gave her HIV. And honestly, who wouldn't? At first, Gina was real hesitant about saying who this person could be. She wasn't naming names, wasn't giving too much, just kind of dropping little pieces here and there. But recently, people noticed she's been giving hints that some folks think point toward Epstein and his whole shady circle. And now the internet is wondering if Gina may have been one of the women allegedly pulled into that Epstein world through Ghislaine Maxwell, his right-hand woman who was known for recruiting vulnerable young women. Now here's where people started connecting dots. Gina has talked about being homeless at one point while she was in New York, and y'all already know New York was one of the main places where Ghislaine was allegedly finding women for Epstein. So when people heard Gina's story, they immediately started side-eyeing the timeline. And let's be real, Gina's situation back then made her extremely vulnerable. She was homeless, trying to model, trying to survive, and basically out here with nobody really protecting her. That's exactly the kind of situation Epstein was looking for. Somebody desperate, isolated, and trying to get a foot in the door. So now folks are asking if Gina may have gotten caught up with the wrong, powerful people while she was just trying to make something happen for herself. She said, "I don't know who gave it to me. Did I say anything when those things happened? No, because I was naive and stupid and young. I just got sick one day, started fainting, fevers, then I got really weak. I was going to the doctor, and no one knew what was wrong. They just kept assuming cancer, cervical cancer, lesions. Then I had some doctor say, 'No, you're perfectly fine, there's nothing wrong with you.'" She described the early days in the hospital. "I got so weak in the first days of knowing I had AIDS. I could barely focus and strain to talk." Doctors told Gina that if she had waited any longer to come in, she probably would not have made it because her blood count was dangerously low. Baby, this woman was getting blood transfusions, bone samples taken, the whole nine. Gina also opened up about being essayed multiple times while she was homeless in New York. But then it got even messier when Gina admitted that during that dark period, she was linking up with certain celebrities at these freaky little parties just to make quick money and feed her substance addiction. And baby, that's when the internet started connecting her story to the Epstein crowd. Because if you remember, Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted in 2021 for helping Jeffrey Epstein bring vulnerable girls and women into his world. Prosecutors said she and her assistants would lure women to Epstein's homes in places like New York, Florida, New Mexico, the Virgin Islands, and even her own place in London, where they were allegedly prepped for Epstein and his powerful associates. And Ghislaine ended up being convicted on 5 felony counts. So when Gina started talking about being homeless in New York, getting pulled into celebrity freak-offs, and dealing with powerful people while she was at her lowest, folks immediately started saying, "Hold on, this sounds way too familiar." And remember what I said earlier about Epstein and some of his associates allegedly catching something while they were out here being reckless? Well, that's where Bill Gates' name started getting dragged into the mess too. And what made it even crazier is that when Epstein first got arrested, a lot of folks were already speculating that Bill had allegedly been around that island too. But he came out in full damage control mode, doing interviews and trying to separate himself from the whole Epstein situation.
Now, one of the issues that's dogged you is that of your relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Do you regret the relationship that you maintained with him against Melinda's advice and wishes?
Oh, I've said that this is, you're going way back in time, but yeah,
New audience.
I will say for the, over 100th time, yeah, I shouldn't have had dinners with him.
Epstein had a way of sexually compromising people. Is that what Melinda was warning you about?
No. I mean, No, I had dinner with him, and that's all.
Now, after that newest batch of Epstein files dropped, Bill Gates got dragged right back into the mess. Turns out he caught a whole STI while he was there, which he ended up infecting his then-wife, Melinda Gates, with.
I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, my heart breaks for these young women because that's how I felt. And here I'm an older woman. My God, I feel terrible for those young women. It's awful.
Sad. Just unbelievable sadness. Unbelievable sadness, right? And again, I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how how did that happen to those girls, right?
And baby, Epstein's own medical history makes this whole thing even nastier. According to reports about his medical records, around 2017, he had allegedly tested positive for HSV-2, which is commonly linked to genital herpes. On top of that, he reportedly had a history of gonorrhea, along with other health issues like parasites, low testosterone, libido complaints, and bladder and prostate problems. So when people talk about how reckless and disgusting that whole Epstein operation allegedly was, this is exactly what they mean. It wasn't just powerful men doing dark stuff behind closed doors. There were also real health risks being passed around in the middle of all that mess. And sadly, some of the victims were allegedly dealing with the consequences too. Reports claim some of them had to be treated for STIs, given HPV vaccines, and had symptoms that lined up with possible herpes exposure. Now, when it comes to Orlando Brown, he didn't just accuse Epstein and his crew of only allegedly snatching up Gina and giving her this virus. He even flat out accused Beyonce of also allegedly having AIDS. And what makes this even more believable for a lot of people is that Jay-Z was also name-dropped in the files. So the theory folks are running with is that Jay dragged Bey along with him. If Beyonce really did catch AIDS from being there like Orlando claims, then it makes the possibility that Gina also caught it from being there even higher.
Do you know the things that I have said about people? Yeah, ask yourself why you can't touch me. Why wasn't I dead yesterday after I said Beyonce got AIDS? Ask me why I wasn't dead after I said Beyonce got AIDS. Ever heard of Panda? Like I was telling you? Panda. So you got Panda Panda is a secret code for a certain thing. And so when it comes down to that certain thing, it's so what it is you basically have a certain nerve in your rectum, and if you touch that nerve, you can turn a person into an animal. You can turn a person into whatever you want them to be if you just hold them down. So pretty much when you see black eyes like Blueface and shit like that, he got beat up, but he didn't get beat up where you thought he got beat up. It's one big society of it. Now when it comes down to the selling of the, they're shipping and people, adults, the moms, the dads, right there on Target commercials, right there on Walmart commercials. And you're looking at the people that are missing and they're smiling like they're happy, but they're going back to hell. And that's really what it is. These was televised and don't nobody get me.
Do you believe Jeffrey Epstein was?
No, I do believe he's still alive. I do believe that when you have that kind of heat on you, of course you'd still be alive. You wouldn't want to take the heat.
Now, knowing how much Orlando loved saying these crazy things for shock value, we can't really take him all the way seriously until Gina herself comes out to confirm that Epstein really did this to her. And when it comes to him accusing Beyonce of also allegedly having AIDS, I would take that with a pinch of salt too if I were you. Anyway, as usual, people had their thoughts. Like this person who said, 8 years is a long time. So she was engaging in these sex acts and not once did she go get tested? That's crazy. Another person said, she is a strong woman to have come back from that. Her body literally looked like she passed months ago. Like she was all decayed. Very strong woman. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Orlando claiming Gina was on the island? And do you really think Gina will soon remember who did it and expose the truth? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.